Well, I'm delighted to bring greetings to all of you today and best wishes at this important conference that I always associate Miles Richardson with these kinds of things because we go back so far, and he has been a consistent supporter of what you all seek to do today. So my best wishes to all of you. When I think of an event like this, I'm of course reminded by the battle for South Moresby that culminated in 1987 when my government concluded the treaty, the arrangements with the government of British Columbia, after, as I say, quite a tumultuous series of events and tough negotiations. We were in many ways being led by Derek Burney, my chief of staff, and Bill Vander Zalm and his colleagues were on the other side. And we finally got it done. And it turned out to be a major change for the Haida Nation and a model, I think, in many ways for other situations that obtain across Canada. This was the beginning, I think, of putting some flesh on the bones of Section 35. It can't live in a vacuum. Section 35, which was highly admirable, needs the encouragement and support of the federal government, because Section 35, as I remember, really sought to build partnerships in which the Native communities would grow and prosper and flourish, but in partnership with the government of Canada or the government of whatever province they happened to be located in at that particular time. This was an example of cooperation and a model, I think, for the future. And then in 1993, before I left office, we came back under my instructions and changed the names of the principal player and made further changes to our original agreement, and I see tremendous progress. I mean, look, the government of British Columbia was logging the heritage and the lives, really, of the Haida people and this magnificent set of properties that really should have been turned over to the Haida people generations earlier. Which leads me to apart from the congratulatory view that I have of what you're seeking to do today. Before I left as well, I also appointed a Royal Commission into Aboriginal Affairs. And there was a tremendous amount of good work done by that Royal Commission, and sitting on shelves somewhere without the attention being paid to those volumes of research and recommendations that they deserve. And I put it in the following context. Years ago, Sir Wilfrid Laurier said that the 20th century will belong to Canada. Well, that turned out not to be the case, because you'd get strong arguments from other people that the United States and the Soviet Union, for example, were major players in the 20th century, and in many ways that century belonged to them. We were there, Canada was there, we made progress, but not the proprietary progress that Sir Wilfrid saw for us. Not to despair, however, because we still have another kick at the can. The great stigma, one of the great stigmas, if not the greatest one, in our now 145, soon to be 150-year history as a country for Canada, is the manner in which we have treated our Native peoples. I say that recognizing that many prime ministers and many governments, many others, have exhibited generosity and thoughtfulness and so on, but it hasn't worked. Look at the results. Look at the poverty and the unfairness, the lack of education, the mistreatment of people, lack of economic opportunity that exists in so many areas across country, across Canada. Excuse me, I've got a cold, but we have to correct that. So the 21st century can indeed be contrary to what Sir Wilfrid hoped and thought. Perhaps this is the century where the stigma of our mistreatment of our native peoples will be removed. And at the end of which is a long time, but at the end of which we're going to have the justice and equality and fairness that Section 35 foresaw and that all of us have been working towards for many, many decades. Prime ministers of different political parties, leaders of the Aboriginal side and the NGO side, many people of goodwill have worked towards that, and it may very well be that the 21st century may not entirely belong to Canada, but it may belong to the native peoples and their quest for justice. I won't live long enough to see it, but I hope to be in at the beginning of this century of progress and achievement for you all. So thank you and good luck in this very important conference and this important approach to the challenges that confront you and all of us in this new century. Thank you.